It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BC TV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm tonight's host, Roland Boyden, and this is 5:45 Live. Tonight, who's telling the comments about illicit diploma use? What was up with the weather this weekend? Why Sue FILLION thinks you'll love tonight's Planning Commission meeting. When to get Guilford 250 crazy, where Town Manager BARB SONDAG wants you next Tuesday, and more. And bear in mind, we do this all in 15 minutes, so stick with us.
Welcome to a very special weather report for 5:45 Live. I'm tonight's host, Roland Boyden, and we want to let all the folks know out there that severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect. We don't know yet if we're going to get any severe thunderstorms, but you should be prepared for them. CBS is already predicting massive power outages, so get ready. Turn your electronics off, get your bottled water and canned goods out, because we're in for a humdinger here. Roland Boyden at 5:45 Live. I'm Roland Boyden. Back to you, Roland.
And welcome back to 5:45 Live. That's my weather report from this weekend's bout with wild thunderstorms. The precarious precipitation situation left residents across the county without power and road crew workers, adding up the overtime. My senior news correspondent, Joe Bushy, had a similar idea. As I did, he was out in the elements as well. Here's his 5:45 Live special weather report.
Roland, we're live for 5:45 Live BCTV News. We're down here at the marina on Sunday at the site of some severe weather. And we're down here capturing it for BCTV 5:45 Live. Back to you, Roland.
All right, my senior news correspondent, Joe Bushy. And we'll move on here. Next, the recent rash of violence has left some members of the community wondering just what is going on around here, and it's with that in mind that town officials are hosting a community forum to discuss crime and safety in Brattleboro. For more, I sat down with town manager BARB SONDAG.
We really are encouraging people to come and to listen and to talk and to participate. We want to get the data out there so that we're talking about the realities. We want to hear what people have to say, what they're observing, what they're feeling, and then we want to come to some action items by the end of the evening, so that people can walk away from this meeting with kind of a to-do list. We will have a to-do list, and we can take back our community.
The forum starts at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. That's Tuesday, August 23rd, at the American Legion, which resides at 32 Linden Street, just north of the library here on Main Street. And while Barb mentioned it, I'll reiterate, if this issue is important to you, then come out and attend. You can help the town see a packed house tomorrow. Next, it's Monday, which means we've got a sneak peek of this Wednesday's upcoming issue of The Commons. For more, I spoke with Commons news editor Randy Holhut.
I'm Randy Holhut. I'm the news editor of The Commons, and here's what's coming up in your newspaper this Wednesday. We got a couple more VY stories, but we always have VY stories. But these are some interesting ones. Mainly the tritium that was found in the river, the tritium that wasn't supposed to be there, but is. We also have a story about a piece of the World Trade Center that was donated to the Red Knights Motorcycle Club, which former fire chief, Dave Emery is president of that club. They got it for their memorial that they're building down in Massachusetts, but before it heads down there, it's going to be on display in Brattleboro in conjunction with the 10th anniversary of the September 11 attacks. We also have a piece from Ann Galloway from Vermont Digger about the Vermont economy and what's it going to look like in a few years, and the outlook is generally, I think that would be a good way to describe it. Of course, economists might differ with that. As you may know, there was a Bradstock concert this month. It got postponed to October. So that puts the Brattleboro Drop-In Center in a bit of a bind. But you can make up for it by making sure you fill up a bag and bring it down to the Latches for the Fill Up the Latches event, which will be coming up next week here in Brattleboro. And in the Voices section, you want something about dyslexia? Hey, we got it for you. Ben Mitchell's new book called You Can't Smoke a Diploma. And you can probably imagine what that might be about, but it's about his adventures with ADHD and dyslexia and assorted other neurally atypical behaviors. All that and more in your Commons this week. And if you want to keep the magic going, go to commonsnews.org and you can find out how to become a member of Vermont Independent Media, the good folks that keep this thing going. Thanks.
New issues of the Commons hit newsstands all around town Wednesdays each week, and they're totally free. But good community-minded citizens, that's you out there, feel free to get a paid subscription from them and help support them. You can also stay updated between issues by going to their brand new revamped website, still residing at commonsnews.org. And with that, it's time to hit our calendar. All right, we'll start with the Brattleboro Planning Commission, which meets in the Select Board room, which just a few minutes, really. It starts at 6 p.m. It's on the second floor of this here very municipal center, 230 Main Street, just north of the library. For more on tonight's exciting Planning Commission, you're going to have to show up and see what you think of it yourself. So again, 6 p.m., just downstairs. And let's see, moving on with the calendar, Wednesday, the popular BC TV series Marijuana Resolve is taping the second episode of its series The Joy of Marijuana with Larry Block. The show will be filmed in front of a live studio audience. So if the world's most controversial plant seems right up your alley, then come be a part of the audience. Stop by this here BC TV studio I'm sitting in by 3 p.m. Wednesday the 24th. And it's on the third floor of the Brattleboro Municipal Center, which, as I recently said, but I'll say again, resides at 230 Main Street and just south of the American Legion. And Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m., the Actors Theatre Playhouse is putting on a benefit performance of Noel Coward's 1925 play, Hay Fever. Tickets are available directly from the evening's beneficiary, the AIDS Project of Southern Vermont. The Playhouse resides at 21 Main Street in West Chesterfield, New Hampshire. That's just a few minutes across the river from Exit 3 here in town, so check that out. And Thursday yoga classes continue at the Marlborough Graduate Center. That starts at 12 p.m. on the second floor chill room. And since I try to memorize at least one press release a day, here goes. A mixed level class incorporating breathwork, postures, and relaxation, best for people with yoga experience. There you go. For more info, check out yogabrattleboro.com. And lastly, a reminder that Brooks Memorial Library is closing at 5 p.m. this coming Friday to honor their hardworking volunteers. Regular hours commence the next day. You can keep tabs on all the library updates and happenings at brooks.lib.vt.us. There we go. And if somehow your event didn't make it into the roster here, we missed your event, or you want more coverage than just me yammering away, then email me, roland@brattleboro.tv.org. That's ROLAND@brattleboro.tv.org. We'll make sure we get your event listed, but we can also, if you think it might be good to put a face to your event, we can get you or someone from your organization on camera talking about it as well. There you go, and with that, it's time to hit our BCTV Schedule Quick Glance. The Quick Glance is my daily opportunity to shamelessly plug what's coming up here on BCTV on both our Comcast cable channels, channels 8 and 10. Tonight at 9 p.m. on Channel 8, we have our heavy dose of the Guilford 250 celebrations, starting with 13th's Big Parade, followed up by the Bernardston Equestrian Drill Team. We've got some clips for you. For more on all the Guilford 250 celebrations, check out our Guilford 250 category on our video-on-demand library at brattleboro.tv.org or visit guilford250.com. Moving on with a quick glance, tomorrow on Channel 8 we have a 1:30 showing of Double Trouble, the powerhouse of a featurette from BCTV's summer video campers, complete with comedy clones and mind-blowing special effects. That's followed up at 2 p.m. by the weekly broadcast of last Sunday's Catholic Mass from St. Michael's Church here in Brattleboro. That service shows Sundays at 2 p.m. and following Tuesdays at 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. And with that, we'll move on to our government and education sister channel, Channel 10, 2 spots up the dial. Let's take a look at what's going on. At 6:30 p.m., we have the charismatic radio personality hour, The David Pakman Show, followed up with an 8 p.m. showing of last Monday's Vernon Select Board meeting. And tomorrow on Channel 10, we have a 10 a.m. rebroadcast of last week's Brattleboro Development Review Board meeting, followed by a 12 p.m. showing of last Monday's BUHS board meeting, where the interim was unanimously dropped from Steve Perrin's principal title.
Thank the board for their support, not only in years past, but going ahead. And I appreciate the faith that you've placed in me and that Dr. Staley's placed in me. And I'm looking forward to working with Dave and Ingrid, and most especially with our students, to continue to provide the great education that we have.
And finally, for a quick glance, I'll throw out a reminder that you can catch rebroadcasts of this show, the ever-dynamic and truly entertaining 545 Live, on mornings following a broadcast at 9:45 a.m. on Channel 10. And as always, you can find updated schedules, which we update to the minute, along with live streaming and video on demand for all local programming, all at BrattleboroTV.org. And that's a full lit, everybody. But before you switch over to Broadside with Jim Broad, remember, we'll be back Wednesday when we'll walk you through the headlines, talk with Vermont Yankees Larry Smith, lay out the week's events and TV schedules, and more. Tonight, I'll leave you with something for Music Monday. Here's local artist Johnny Sheen when he performed with Electric Fence in this very studio last year on the program Artists a la Mode. And if you like what you see, you can check them out Thursday, September 8th at the Tap Room here in town. For BCTV and 545 Live, I'm Roland Boyden saying good night, everybody.
Sign of him when she comes home, a blinking light by the telephone. Message says he's working late, one more nail in a lonely fate. Their life together didn't start like this. At first they were consumed by bliss, till a faraway look crosses his eyes. His lips tell her the usual lies, the usual lies, the usual lies, the usual lies. News flashes on a TV screen. An expert invents what he thinks must have been, bends what happens to suit his need. A family man, a big mouth to feed. Truth for him can't exist at all, till he finds a scapegoat to take the fall. He's hungry for what the devil can buy. He makes his bargain, tells the usual lies, the usual lies, the usual lies, the usual lies. The usual lies, the usual lies, the usual lies. Truth is a casualty of a troubled time. Nothing rules but uncertainty now. The latest usual lies, all the usual lies. We believe in what we're told, in innocent lies growing ever more bold. A predator eats into your soul, an open jaw rushes from below. How long can he play this game? Dance with the shadow who has no name. Every man falling like the rest of the guys, learning how far to push. The usual lies, the usual lies, the usual lies, the usual lies. Can't you tell the usual lies? Nothing smells like the usual lies. Nothing sells like the usual lies. Going to hell for the usual lies.